been no decision made. So,
The other thing that I'm reminded of is the 2007 CTED study on the physical health of counties that was supposed to give guidance to the legislature for addressing some of the issues that affect counties and all local governments and how they're funded. Still not much action's happened on that, and we're not getting new tools from the legislature to use to address these concerns. So, you know, one thing that came up over and over again as I was in the workshops in DC was that we can anticipate that local governments will lag behind in the recovery in terms of dollars. You'll see it first in the private sector, and you'll see it coming later to counties. So it's something we really have to be careful of as we manage for the future.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, certainly, I think everybody hopes that revenues will, you know, in the first 2 months, really you see our revenue picture bouncing around a lot. So it's difficult to put together a year-long projection when things are moving so much. So one hopes that that what we saw in January and February, the picture was a little bit better in February than it was in January on a number of things. So hopefully that trend will continue, and we'll be able to stick with the budget that we've adopted. We'll just have to watch and gauge carefully and react if we need to. To me, what I find difficult about this is really, I think we have a number of things underway where we're trying to really provide for the future, build the future. For example, the broadband proposal. We're in the process also of doing some changes in some internal administrative changes. For example, how we're managing information services so that we can provide better support internally within the county and ultimately providing better service to the public with the resources that we have. So want to continue, personally, I'm eager to continue to focus on some of those prospective doing good things with the resources that we have, rather than getting focused back into figuring out how we cut more services. But we'll do what we need to do.
do you have any indication of how the permit center is operating on, are permits coming in?
Actually, permit, based on what the Department of Community Development was projecting based on their adopted budget, they're actually a little bit ahead in terms of permit revenues from where they had expected to be. So that's
So means potential sales tax may be a little bit ahead.
We'll see.
It's hard to say. Depends on the size of those permits
Right.
as well.
And I've seen some figures out of the city as well that indicate that permitting is running a little bit ahead of last year as well within the city.
And their time on public records requests, there was a time last fall they were spending more time on records requests than they were on permits, and that's turned around, I understand.
I was not aware that that was the case, and I could not say to you right now how much time they're spending on public records compared to last fall. I know that they've had quite a few large requests that they've been working on. So no action today, but I'll continue to work with you in the coming weeks expect that in our first meeting in April, I'll be able to give you what our projections are at that point and where we sit and whether we can relax and let out our breath, whether we are in a position of continue to hold our breath but waiting another month, or whether we need to jump into action.
I appreciate your forward looking on this.
As we saw last year, it was better to act early than late.
Absolutely. Well, with that, if there are any further questions.
Any questions? No. Okay. Well, then we'll take a break here for lunch and be back at 1:30 with the county administrator's briefing session with calendar coordination, grant updates, and other miscellaneous items. So we'll recess until 1:30 in this room. At the chamber, it's state conference.
What's on this?